Well, thank you all for being here today. My name is Scott Miller. I'm the president and CEO of the Fresno Chamber of Commerce, and we are all gathered here today to honor Sally Caglia. She is the 2023 Leon S. Peters awardee, and we just couldn't be happier to award it to her. I'd like to thank briefly the Cultural Arts Rotary for helping us with the surprise today. Obviously, the Caglia family, Richard and Rose, have been working on this, and I can tell it was a real surprise, so that is so great. And of course, the selection committee. The Chamber's selection committee for this award looks at pretty extensively all the applicants from previous years, and all of the applicants for these other awards that we'll get into in a little while. Sally, I'm just so happy this year. I think I've never been as happy for a Leon S. Peters awardee, because you were always so kind to me when I first started at the Chamber many, many years ago, as you know. But it's my honor now to introduce retired Judge Oliver to talk a little bit about the history of the award and why it's so important to our community. Thank you, sir.
First, as a past president of the Rotary Club of Fresno, I'm pleased to announce that you get a guest visitation attendance award for no matter what club you're in. And we are also proud to be part of, as guests of the Cultural Arts Rotary Club today. And Sally, permit me, as Scott, a personal thought. Your kindness to me over a long time and in a lot of circumstances is noted and appreciated. Okay. Well, you know, we are gathered here today to announce another recipient of the Leon S. Peters recognition. Some of us now did not know Leon S. Peters. And as time goes on, there will be fewer who had the privilege of knowing him as a person, a community leader, and a man of really great character. So it becomes all the more important for that reason to continue the tradition of recognizing folks in the community who have followed in his footsteps. Leon Peters died after rather a brief illness. His friends and members of the Chamber Executive Committee thought appropriately, what do we do to honor a person who has contributed so much in so many ways? Yes, there could be a statue. Yes, there could be a building named after him, of which there have been. But in the wisdom of the Chamber and his friends, they thought, could we do something that would carry on in a very direct way the importance of what he meant to this community by honoring people each year who have followed in the very large footsteps that he created. So they developed after his death in 1983 the Leon S. Peters Award, of which Sally is the latest recipient among really a wonderful group of men and women over the years. There was a little weakness in 82 or thereabouts, but other than that, to recognize those who have created trees under whose shade others would rest. They thought, how could this be done, and what were the attributes of Leon S. Peters that are recognized each year? Business and professional success. Certainly Sally and her family, and Frank. Would be the epitome of a business that started when Frank would get up in the dark of night, go out to the west side and rewind some pump so they could have water on the ground to grow the crops which we all prosper by, to now environmental and refuse cans, and that's said improperly, but the arc and scope and length of the business speaks well of what Leon did so well. A servant leader. You'll hear more about that in a bit. But I know somebody will mention the Soul School. Moral and ethical, without any question, and a mentor and a caring person. Those were the attributes that Leon S. Peters had and taught us by, and our recipient this year, which you'll hear more about, certainly exemplifies all of those. So Sally, we are so proud. Leon, as you know, time goes by, but the very fact that we can honor people like Sally and remember the virtues of Leon S. Peters during hard and tough times speaks well for our community, for Leon S. Peters, for the Chamber, and all those that make this possible every year. Sally, congratulations.
Amy, would you check and see if Rich is out there? I just missed a call from him. I think he might be trapped outside somewhere. So hopefully we can help get Rich in here, because he was one of the people who really helped. Get you surprised, I believe, today. Next, I'd like to introduce our friend. Are you bringing Yoda with you, or? Okay. Our friend, Dr. Jackie Ryle. She's the past president of the Cultural Arts Rotary, and a friend for a few years at least with Sally. And we'd love to bring her up to say a few words.
What an honor and what a privilege, Sally. Microphone louder? Is that good? Okay. Or me. So, Sally, what a privilege it is to be here and to say a few things on behalf of the Cultural Arts Rotary Club. Sally has been a member of this club since 2011, and true to character, she hit the ground running. She was already participating and engaged before the actual induction took place. For many years, Sally headed and chaired the fundraising committee and all the fundraising for the club. And boy, did she do a good job. She got together the people and the resources, everything that was needed, used that leadership to bring out the best in everybody. And they were successfully generating that revenue so that we could do some community service. And then when it came time for community service, Sally was completely involved in all of it. You've seen Sally ring the bells for the Salvation Army, carry gifts and Christmas trees and food to families at holiday time. You've seen Sally at every event. She's participated in the support of the students at Tehipity Middle School. She has been engaged in the programs supporting the youth, our Interact clubs at Central East, Central West, and the School of Unlimited Learning at the EOC. She has supported every project. We've seen Sally at Storyland, Rotary Storyland and Rotary Playland, pulling weeds, planting plants, dusting off pathways, stringing lights, setting up tables, tearing down tables, serving food, and everything in between. Every bit of that, right, Sally? Every bit of that. There's no task too large or too small for you to do yourself. Amazing. So it's not just at the local level. This Rotary Club has an international project where we support the School of St. Jude in Tanzania. Sally has visited the school. She's visited the students and their families. She has herself purchased and sent school and art supplies to the school. She supports a scholarship for a particular student, but doesn't stop there. She goes across the board. For many years, Sally has opened her home and welcomed foreign exchange students, Rotary exchange students from all over the world. And she's kept in touch with all those kids. They come and see her. I mean, they're not kids now, but they are. You're still your kids. They come and see Sally. You go and visit them all over the world. In 2017, Sally traveled to New Delhi, India, for the National Immunization Day, and she assisted nurses in the inoculation of children there in the city and in the surrounding slums. A Paul Harris Fellow +2, Sally has attended 3 international Rotary conferences in Sydney, Australia, Lisbon, Portugal, and Atlanta, Georgia. Now, here's the thing. She doesn't just go to the conference and attend the meetings. She does go and attend the meetings, but that's not all. Sally engages wherever she is. And at those international conferences, there's a place called the House of Friendship, where Rotarians gather between events, between meetings, after hours, to get to know each other, to get to know something about programs. And the Cultural Arts Rotary Club sponsors a booth to get to know about the School of St. Jude. And she goes and staffs that. Because what else do you do in your off time? Go stand around and talk? No, let's keep working. Let's keep serving. Sally really embodies the International Rotary motto of service above self. All her life, all day, every day. And so I just talked a little bit about, that's a sliver what you do in Rotary. And it isn't even to begin to touch what all you do for Rotary, but beyond that, for this community, for this valley, for this world. There's been service, lifelong service. Sally's known throughout the valley working with boards and organizations, places like the Christian Business Women's Connection, the Catholic Diocese of Fresno in every respect. I mean, Blessed Mother is on board today, is she not? Yeah. The Chamber of Commerce, the Fresno County Historic District. I mean, the list goes on and on. I could go on and on, but if Bob Olibert can be brief, I can be brief. There is just no end to this. So Sally, what an honor and what a pleasure. I want to say thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for recognizing this incredible service and bestowing this wonderful award. And Sally, congratulations and thank you for your endless service, your continuing lifetime service above self. Congratulations. So, Sally, this is your opportunity to say something. Would you like me to bring that microphone over there? Do you want to come over here? What's your pleasure? Come on over here.
My hot rod.
Bring your hot rod.
Can we ask the previous awardees to come up and stand with Sally? If you're able.
I think today I can celebrate. I'm going to turn my lights off. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to say. I'm just totally in shock. Thank God I took a muscle relaxer before I left home. I'm going to tell a little story that some of you have probably heard before. But my first introduction to Mr. Peters, Leon Peters, was when I was about 14 years old. My dad would have me come down to the shop on the weekends to answer the telephone. And one morning when the phone rang, I answered it, Electric Motor Shop. May I speak to Mr. Caglia, please? I said, who's calling? He said, this is Leon Peters. I said, please hold. And I put him on hold. And I went and told my dad, who was already on the telephone with someone else, there's a phone call, Dad. He says, okay. So I go back to the telephone and I click on the button and say, Mr. Peters, he's on another phone. Can you hold? He said, young lady, I'm going to send my secretary over to teach you how to answer a telephone. I said, yes, sir. Please hold. I put him on hold, and by that time, I'm crying. I go in to tell Dad, I said, it's a Mr. Peters. He wants to send his secretary. He gets on the phone and he says, hey, Leon, that's my daughter. She's just learning how to answer the phone here at the office, so be patient. So that was my first introduction to Mr. Peters. Having said that, when I was a senior at Memorial and we were selling ads for our high school annual, I went to Dad and I says, which customers can I ask for ads for our school annual? He says, well, you can start with producers and Valley Foundry, which was Mr. Peters' business. And I said, I got to go there. In any event, when I walked in and his secretary took me into his office and he says, well, good afternoon, young lady. He says, it's nice to see and talk to you again. And I was wondering what he was referring to. And in any event, come to find out, he did a full-page ad for our high school annual. And he says, you're doing a very good job on the phone now. So that was my introduction to Mr. Peters. He was a wonderful, wonderful man. And so was his wife, Alice. She was a gem. In any event, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I'm just totally got by this surprise and this tremendous, tremendous honor to be the third in the family to receive this. And it's an honor to have served in my father's legacy with my brother Dick, my brother Vince, and all the family. The next generation, Ryan, coming up, and Richard. It's an honor to be here and represent the family with this. This is just unbelievable, and I thank you all. I thank my Rotary friends and members. I thank the Chamber. You've always been a cutie to me, so thank you, Scott. And thank you all. Oh, welcome. Nice to see you two today. And you too, all these award winners. It's wonderful. Thank you, and have a good day. I will.
All right. Again, thank you all so much for being here today to honor Sally. Selena, Janae from the Chamber. Selena, are you in here? Even with your hand raised, you're hard to find. But she'll have all the information for the in-person event and the broadcast. The broadcast is going to be on KC24 on the 23rd at 7 p.m., and there will be a live event as well. And so she'll have all the information. Oh, we missed one Leon S. Peters Award winner in the back, Mr. Tom Richards. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I am humbled to be even in the same room with all these giants of Fresno's history. I am so grateful that you were all able to come here today. I do need to mention that this is the biggest award the Chamber gives. I believe it's the most important award in Fresno County. And we have other award winners as well that are going to be honored this year. We have Bruce Batty, the president of Jeffrey Scott Agency, the Community Champion of the Year. That award is given to businesses that go above and beyond and do things in the community that are not listed on their business card. He's a great one and a great friend of ours. Lawrence Clark is the awardee for the Harold Zinkin Entrepreneur of the Year this year, the president of Clark Brothers Incorporated. We've got Justin Levine, the founder of Levrall LLC, and he's the Student Entrepreneur of the Year. And we have Mike Osageda, Mike Oz, the founder and president of Fresno Street Eats, as the Rising Star Business of the Year for businesses under 7 years old. And Sally, it seems like you need to say something else.
I just neglected to thank the nominating committee that I wound up being chosen. And I'm going to give an opportunity to thank whoever the nominating committee was. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
The nominating committee is made up basically of the Chamber's executive committee and past awardees, past Leon S. Peters awardees. So it's really good group. And that concludes our press conference today. So thank you all so much for being here. Congratulations, Sally. We promised we'd make the room available for the actual regularly scheduled Rotary meeting. We've lived up to our promise, and
Can we get a photo with all the past recipients before we make our way out?
please. Oh, and we also promised the Rotary Club a photo op as well. So please, everybody, hang around and opt into the photo opportunities. But we'll see you on the 23rd, and thanks again for being here.